Hi, Joey C.
Hey, Tony from Hack the Movies. What's happening?
How are you doing today in April 2024?
It's wonderful. It's spring now in April of 2024. The weather is beautiful this time of year.
I agree. The weather is really nice today in the month of April 2024. Joey C, I had an idea.
Okay.
For Boys Month this year, we should probably start filming the episodes early. And I thought of a great movie that we can review in April 2024 in time for August.
Really? What is that?
Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Oh, dude. Everybody loves Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny in April of 2024.
Yeah, Kyle Gass is beloved in April 2024. I think this would be a really good movie for us to review. We both really like it.
Yep.
And, I think it's, Joey, I think it's a safe pick. What's the worst that can happen between now and August? I mean, come on.
Oh, God, there's so much. It's April of 2024, folks. We're getting ahead of the game.
But there's one thing that's for sure is that everyone loves Tenacious D, and they always will. Okay, let's go shoot that episode. Hi, everyone. Tony from Hack the Movies here. And Joey C, are you enjoying Boys Month?
Boom, baby. I love Boys
Month.
Oh, manly, man.
We're filming this in April, so I probably have better muscles by the time it actually airs.
He
Just
definitely
pretend
does.
They're better.
Can confirm.
Boys Month. And today we're talking about like one of the most bro comedies, musical comedies ever.
It's what brought the bros to the musicals, Tony.
Yes, although not a lot of people actually physically went to this.
That's true.
But yes, it is Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny today on Hack the Movies. Joey C,
Tony,
let me tell you.
let me tell you.
I 1000% love this movie. It's wild. And insert whatever new saying Joey has at the time of this recording.
Come on now.
So we were both, I forget how it came up that we like this movie.
I think you were singing Tenacious D at karaoke, and I was like, yo, I love Tenacious D.
Yes, so yeah, one of my go-to songs is Tribute.
Yep, classic.
Lauren Soda, if she's still on the show, will vouch for that. I sing that a lot. And then, last summer when I did karaoke for the first time in forever, I sang Beelzebub, which is the main song at the end of
so
this.
So good.
We were talking about it. I'm like, yeah, we love that. I love that movie.
It's so fucking good,
It's so
man.
great. So I've always liked Jack Black.
Me too.
And I remember when I was like younger, like early teens, I would catch a little bit of the Tenacious D show. I think it was on HBO.
Yep, it was. I
actually ended up briefly working with the guy who I think directed a lot of those episodes or produced a lot of those
Really?
episodes. Briefly. Yeah, so I always liked Tenacious D. And I remember this being advertised. What was this? 2006.
2006, yep.
Yes, 2006. They were advertising this, and I remember thinking it looked awesome. It looked fun. Didn't get a chance to see it in the theater.
Nope.
But 2006, I wasn't seeing things in the theater all the time. Like the big mega blockbusters, yes. But smaller movies, I would just wait for video. Looking back, I wish I went to the theater.
Yeah.
When did you first see Tenacious D?
Actually, not too long ago. Big fan of Jack Black.
Holy shit, I
know.
thought you've been watching this since like 2006.
No,
7.
I didn't see it until I got, small story, I got my wisdom teeth out like 5 years ago or something.
I had, how many? All of them?
All 4 of them in one.
Same 2008. I got all 4 of those babies yanked out.
They were like, well, we can do one at a time. I'm like, nope, just take them all out at once. I was out of commission for a while.
I still had pretty good like health insurance like under my parents at that time. Like yank them all out. Yank them out.
And fun fact, they couldn't knock me out. They were like, oh yeah, you'll go to sleep. Like, Doc, when do I go to sleep here? Well, we'll just shoot you up with Novocaine. I'm like, okay.
Oh, they put me to sleep.
Yeah, so I was awake. Anyhow, so I was on my couch for a while, and I was like, you know what? I'm finally going to watch Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Yeah.
And I've watched it probably once a week since. Dude, it's the best fucking movie ever. I was a big School of Rock fan.
Yeah.
That was like one of my favorite movies growing up. So Tenacious D was on my list for so long,
Yeah.
and I've been in love ever since.
I think I watched School of Rock once. Couldn't tell you
Wow.
a goddamn thing about it.
Really?
Did not care for it.
That's shocking.
Maybe I'd like it now.
I think you should rewatch it.
But at the time, I went, what is he singing with the fucking kids? I don't give a shit. It's like kind of, yeah, that's nice, Jack Black. I don't care. Yeah, so yeah, I'll check that out. But I caught it on HBO like the year later when it like hit
Okay,
HBO
yeah.
or Cinemax, and I was watching it I had to buy the DVD. I'm like, I'm watching this way too much.
It's one of those movies that you can just rewatch over and over and over again and just somehow never get bored of it.
Because the movie's funny, the actors are funny, and I like their music. I like their songs. So
kicks
it's like
ass, man.
it's like a perfect combination of like everything.
It's so good. And it's not some boring like music. It's like it's actually funny. Like the music itself stands.
Yes, and there is not one main female character in the film.
Yes.
Every woman in the film is a bit part, which made it perfect for Boys Mike.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. We have bigger muscles now, folks.
We have bigger muscles now.
Just
future
understand.
me. Put a picture of my current muscles. I hope to God I didn't fall off exercising. Or this is future me. If I gave up exercising, do not post the new muscles, please, for the love of God.
Wow, that's a jacked Tony. You should Photoshop your head.
Anyway, yeah, it is a great film, and we should just get into this, okay?
I agree.
Directed by, I forgot to write it down.
I don't even know.
Liam Lynch.
There it is. Wow.
And Joey, see, I bet you know all the Liam Lynch movies, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Tony, why don't you tell me, because you know him too, and not looking it up on your phone.
No, there's a rat in the store. Get out of here.
Oh, yeah, whoa, get that guy
Rat.
out of here.
Oh, what are you doing?
Oh.
Come on. Get out. Shoo. Oh, man, I got to get an exterminator.
Yeah, you do.
This is so embarrassing.
Well,
Sorry
I can't
about
believe
that.
there's a rat there, man.
Yeah, this rat's got bad Wi-Fi. I mean, the internet. I mean,
Oh,
the
God,
light.
yeah. I tell you, but I'm about to take a sip, so I can't.
Yeah, yes, of course, Liam Lynch, famous for music video. I'm telling the rat.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
of course.
store.
Yeah,
Hey,
of
rat.
course.
Liam Lynch, he's famous for a bunch of music videos, episodes, and comedy specials like
Wow.
Sarah Silverman's Jesus is Magic, Sarah Silverman's Show.
Wow.
Weird Al Yankovic's. Is this his only like movie? This looks like it might be his only movie, and then he went back to stand-up comedy specials.
Well, after the box office performance, he was probably like, "Oh, I gotta get back."
Yeah, looks like he went back to stand-up comedy specials and music videos. So,
Wow.
but you know what? If this was my only theatrically released film, I'd be like, awesome. I mean, it didn't do well financially, but it's an awesome movie.
Dude, it's a kick-ass movie. It's got a cult following now. It doesn't matter.
Yes, we're in the cult.
We are in the cult. The Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
And I think it was written by Jack Black, and I think after it bombed, he was like, I'm not writing movies anymore. And it's like, dude, no, try it
It's
again.
So good, yeah.
Come on. Well, maybe not now, but like 5-10 years ago, you should have tried.
I agree. 1,000%, let me tell you.
That's wild.
That's right.
So yeah, let's go through the film here, right? Opens up with a parody of THX, the
Just
sound
perfect,
thing.
yeah.
Instead, it's THC, and it's them as farting cartoons. Right before
Classic.
the New Line logo.
Yeah, I know, right.
Then we learn a little bit about JB. We learned that a long-ass fucking time ago in a town called Kickapoo, there lived a humble family, and they were religious through and through. But yeah, there was a black sheep, and he knew just what to do. His name was Young JB, and he refused to step in line. And he
A
had
vision
visions
he
of
had seen it
rock-
fucking rocking all the time.
And then one day, the planets, they aligned. We know a lot of the lyrics to this
we
song. Yeah, so Young JB, who I think this is also the kid who played the young Nacho Libre.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And he was in some other movies.
I have no idea. Nacho Libre is the only other one he should have been.
How do you not know all the movies that he's in?
Well, of course.
I don't care
Yeah,
enough
we don't
to
need
look
to
it
do
up.
that bit again.
Yeah, so he's rocking out, and his dad is Meatloaf.
The first movie that he did since Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's not true.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Rewind. The first movie that he sang in since Rocky Horror
I was gonna
Picture
say, I'm
Show.
like, Fight
Yeah,
Club,
he was in Fight Club.
To Catch a Yeti,
Yeah, that's right.
and I'm sure he's in more, but
I
for some reason,
misspoke.
Fight Club and To Catch a Yeti are the ones that popped in my head.
He only sang in two movies, Rocky Horror and Tenacious D.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
1000%.
That's right.
Yeah, so he's singing a song and it's super foul and
Yeah.
offensive, and like his dad is like a real Christian. He's yelling at him.
You disobeyed my order, son. Why were you ever born?
Your brother's 10 times better than you. Jesus loves him more. This music that you sing for us comes from the depths of hell. We can't sing it all. We'll get claimed.
That's true.
Because we sound exactly like
It's
Meatloaf.
true. We are Tenacious D, in fact.
So yeah, he grounds him.
Yes.
And
Spanks
JB looks at a poster of Ronnie James Dio.
The fucking man.
Yes.
Fun fact about Ronnie James Dio,
Yeah.
his daughter-in-law was my Spanish teacher, and then his grandkids went to school with me. Yeah. Fucking love Ronnie James Dio.
And you didn't bother to invite them on the show?
I did text her and say, hey, we're talking about Tenacious D today, and she wished us well. So we have the blessings from the family.
Good. Great. Yeah, so Dio comes to life in a poster, and he tells JB that he has to go to Hollywood to find another person to form an alliance. And the world's most awesome band.
To find your fame and fortune,
To the valley you must walk. Or we gotta stop. Now go, my son, and rock. So he has to go to Hollywood. And I like the montage of him just going to all the wrong Hollywoods.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hollywood, Florida.
And then we cut to him as an adult, still singing the song.
Great. That's a long song.
We just said we're not going to sing. God damn it. Okay.
Gotta stop.
Anyway. I love the tarot card motif
Oh, it's
for the
so
graphics
cool.
and all
Yeah.
like the in-between
Yeah.
segments.
It breaks it up into segments of the film. That's so cool.
And the music's good. So Tenacious D does all the songs, and then two other people did like the orchestrated score, which is solid.
Yep.
And then the first musician he sees in Hollywood is Kyle Gass.
Wow. KG, baby.
Cage.
Cage.
And he has long flowing hair. And he's rocking out. What is that, Venice Beach? I think. Yeah, he's rocking out, and like JB is just like, well, this is the most amazing man in the world, and I'm now obsessed with him, and he's amazing. Because he doesn't know. He's like an idiot. He doesn't know that he's just like some dude on the street. When I went to Nashville and saw 10,000 people who look like Kyle Gass on the street,
Wow.
I wasn't like, that must be the musician of our time.
Yeah, exactly. I love when he flicks the guitar pick at him, hits him in the face.
So yeah, he's annoyed by JB. He's like, stand back, and then he sings a song, and then we get Classico.
A classic, if you will.
Beep, 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 This is gonna be the worst episode. People are gonna hate this episode. Yeah, so he's trying to hype Kyle up, and he's like singing the whole.
Say who's the man? Let me hear your
applause.
applause.
And he's trying to hype up the crowd, and they're all leaving. But the only guy who's excited is the pizza delivery guy.
That guy's awesome.
I just love it. Yeah, dudes! Woo! Just real excited. Very supportive.
Yes, I agree.
But yeah, so KG or Cage, he's just like, get away from me, man. I don't want to be near you. And that night, JB, he goes to sleep on a bench.
I'm just a baby.
And then he gets attacked by the Droogs from Clockwork Orange.
What the fuck is that?
I love the one guy who's not doing the voice, and they hit him.
Oh, yeah, and they knock him into it.
So they beat the shit out of him, but I like that they run away. And then Kyle's watching, and he comes up, and he's like, yeah, you better run.
You better run.
He's like, yeah, I saved you. And he's like, how can I repay? He's like, we'll think of something.
He took an opportunity. I'm just saying, he saw it and took it.
So he brings him to his home, and JB thinks it's an amazing bachelor pad, and it looks like a piece of shit.
He goes, yeah, this is just where I write music.
Still, though, I'm still jealous of a lot of these movies with shitty apartments. We talked about this in Mrs. Doubtfire, which I'm still mad about, but you're forgiven for.
Oh, sorry about that.
Where they're like, look at Robin Williams' shitty apartment. I'm like, that's nicer than any
nice as
apartment
fuck,
I've ever
yeah.
had.
Literally.
Like, holy shit. And I'm looking at this one, I'm like, It's actually not that bad.
I know, they just-
I mean, I know he's shitted up, but
Of
like,
course,
if you put some nice furniture,
Yeah, you
in,
clean it up a bit. That's a solid
yeah,
price.
that's a really nice place.
Come on now. And the rent is only like $200 per the check that his mom writes. him or
God
something.
damn it! If
That's
only.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so he brings him there. He's going to tell him, he's going to teach him how to be a rock star. And they're going to start at the crack of noon.
That's right. That's what time I wake up. When I texted you, or when I was calling you, I was like, yeah, I'll text you at 10 a.m. I got off the phone and thought, fuck, I got to wake up at 10 a.m. now.
Well, I'm glad I was able to do this episode because I called Joey last night. I'm like, Joey, I didn't watch either movie. And I'm out. And then I only got 4 hours of sleep.
That's the rock star way to do it.
And I'm just like, oh, I have time to do notes. Like, on schedule.
Yeah.
So, yeah, day one, he shows him the power slide. And JV tries to do a power slide, and he is amazing. Lee bad.
Jeans on carpet.
I fucking love the jokes in this. It like influenced a lot of like my humor.
It's
too.
so good. Yeah,
and the
I
stuff
figured, yeah.
And the stuff I would end up doing in like college and stuff. But yeah, I just love that. It's amazing. Lee bad. And they do like kind of a follow up later to that.
Yeah, they do. That Kyle's like sarcastic humor, it does really remind me of your humor now that I think about it.
Yeah, when I don't know, like, what do you think we have in common? Is it the part where he pretends to be famous? Because I am famous.
No, you are famous. Yeah, you are famous.
He's pretending, but I'm like legit.
You're actually,
Yeah.
You're what Kyle Gass wants to be.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
Fun fact, the night before this, I played pool with Crystal and her friends.
And you won?
I was so mad about. I don't know. We're filming this so far in advance. I don't know if I've told the story on another episode, but if you don't know. So me and this girl were playing pool, and I'm like, I want to play against Crystal. I want to beat Crystal in this. But anyway, the point of the story before this is I was wearing my face on my shirt. And usually when I go out, or when you go out, we'll get like one or two comments about it. But like for some reason, this specific bar, everyone's like, is that your face on your shirt? I'm like, in fact, it is. And then everyone was confused. And I'm like, oh, so Crystal hangs out with all you guys and she never talks about the show, I guess. Great.
Unbelievable.
I like made them subscribe. So anyway, we're playing the game. And I'm like, we're doing this. We're sucking at first. And I'm yelling at the girl. I'm like, you're fucking making me look bad. I'm disgusted by this. So then she ends up doing a great job. She gets like 3 in a row. And then she's just got to do the 8 ball. She hits it. The 8 ball goes in. We celebrate too early. We're like hugging. And we're like, yes, yes, yes. And we turn around. They're like, guys, the white ball went in right afterwards.
Oh, my
It was like we were still riding the high and we couldn't process that we lost. And it really was my George Bush mission accomplished moment. We're like, yep, did it. Did it.
Wow. I can't believe that. It's still a win. It's still a win in my book.
You just say, wow, I can't believe it. Now you're copywriting Mint's quotes, okay?
Shit. God damn it. That's wild. Let me tell you.
Don't steal Mint's quotes.
I can't do that.
The late mint salad, if
That's
she's
right.
dead by the time
The late and gray mint salad.
Or the disgraced mint salad in case she got canceled.
Which is a big possibility, of
Yeah.
course. Yes, yes, yes.
Or
we would never get canceled.
Or universally loved and praised mint salad. Maybe she got even more famous.
And if that's the case,
Yeah.
we're on your side, man.
Mm-hmm.
Get us on your show.
Anyway, I still count it as a win.
I do.
I count it as a win.
I completely
think
agree.
I won that game.
That's right, of course. You're a man, of course, man.
So, I'm just like, you really dropped the ball. Literally dropped the ball on me at the end there. All right. Back into this. I like the cleaning the apartment song.
It's so good.
Cleaning the apartment. So I gave the Kyle Gass project. Maybe. Like he's not even guaranteed to get into the Kyle Gass project. But here's where he finds the check.
Yes.
And he's like, what's this check for? It says, I love you, pumpkin. It's like, that's a song I wrote.
Yeah,
it's a
big
royalty
overseas.
check.
Yeah.
Get back to work. So then he's looking at a hot babe. And he's like, you got to handle that girl. You got to be able to do a cock push-up.
That's right.
And he's like, what's a cock push-up? It's like, you got to do a push-up with a cock.
Boy, let me tell you what a cock push-up is.
Yeah. You want to demonstrate for me now?
I could. Cut the tape. Tony, that is how you do a cock push-up.
You know, you could have just went under the counter and no one would have known.
Cut the tape.
Oh my God!
Now, Tony,
Yeah.
that's how you do it.
That's amazing. That was a real cock push.
We'll practice more after the episode.
Good. Okay. And if this is being filmed in advance, if you betray me, I'll be like, he pulled his cock out on an episode and I had the footage. So Kyle forces JB to buy weed for him. And I like that he's playing like a car game and that's a foreshadowing for later. And then they get like super stoned. They're sitting on the couch just blazed out of their mind. And he goes, hey, In Search of Sasquatch is on. And like, that's another like hint in the future.
So good.
And of course, Joey, we all know Sasquatch from the film Sasquatch starring Lance Henriksen. And who else is in that? Andrew Roth.
Andrea Roth.
Andrea Roth. What the? I've seen this movie. I definitely bought this tape. Hold on. I maybe watched this once and I went, why did I buy the tape? I don't like this. Let's see what this one's about. Based on the actual account, Sasquatch is the story of Harlan Knowles, billionaire and president of Biocomp Industries.
Wow.
Who heads up a team of experts on a quest to locate a company plane that disappeared over the remote forests of the Pacific Northwest. I remember none of this. After finding the plane and its crew torn to shreds, the group tries to piece together clues about who or what could be responsible for the carnage. Suddenly, they discover that they are facing a menace whose very existence is one of the world's greatest mysteries, and the only people left to rescue may be themselves.
Wow.
We should watch this at some point.
Yeah, we should. We should absolutely watch that.
And since I don't remember any of this movie, do you think the Sasquatch will look as good as the cover?
I wish, Tony.
Do you think it will look as good as the Sasquatch we're going to see in Tenacious D?
Boy, yes, it will.
Fun fact, on this channel, you can go all the way back. I did an interview with the director of Suburban Sasquatch.
No way.
Do you not know this backstory?
No.
The first film I was ever in was Zombies by Design, directed by Dave Wascovich.
Wow.
Who directed Suburban Sasquatch. So, like, Red Letter reviewed Suburban Sasquatch a few years back, and, like, it blew up in popularity. I'm like, well, I know Dave. So I had him come in and I interviewed him about all his movies. But yeah, Zombies by Design, maybe it still is on Tubi. So if you want to see 14-year-old zombie Tony wearing the blue checkered shirt that I still own and wear sometimes, yeah, check it out.
Wow.
I noticed we were burning through the movie pretty fast. We're only 24 minutes in, so I gotta pan out. Okay.
There's room for bits here.
Okay, so he has to snatch the remote from his hand. Let's try it. Joey, can you snatch the remote from this hand? I thought you were actually going to, like, snap. No. All right, try it again. Oh, damn. Come on, try it again. Yes! Baby! You're going to be a rock star. Do you know how to play guitar?
Fuck yeah, I'm a lead singer in a band.
But do you know how to play guitar?
Yeah, I do know how to play guitar.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was going to actually bring my guitar and I was going to play Classico for us, but I forgot. So, yeah, oopsie-daisy.
That's great, Joey. That's great. I'm glad you thought of the bit.
Sorry about that.
Recognize it would have been a great bit.
Well, it's because I had to wake up at 10 a.m. to text you.
Yeah,
and
it's so early. I know.
I was so groggy.
Those early call times of 10 a.m. I am at a weird point in my life where I actually am waking up early, and it's just I don't get it.
I'm shocked that you were up, to be honest.
I thought, making my own hours and everything, I finally have an excuse to once again wake up at like 3 in the afternoon. No, I just wake up early now.
That's wild. That's maturity right there.
I guess that's being old. I don't know.
Nah,
I still don't go to bed on time.
No.
I don't do that point.
Of
So I'm
course
just
not.
always tired. Anyway. Okay. So they do a gig simulator where he just decorates his room with mannequins with paper plate faces.
That's what I do every night.
Yeah. And then he has the pizza guy sit in. But I like that it's just like a Home Alone, just like paint buckets being thrown at him. But yeah, he's just there to like boo him and stuff, and he's got to play through it, but he can't do it. And then he tries to do a power slide and breaks his guitar. Monster
Starts
Mash.
crying.
Starts crying. Also, that's the last time we see Meatloaf because he hallucinates Meatloaf.
Yeah,
going,
that's
like, I
right.
should have wore a condom.
That's how I prepare to be on this show.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
So he's all upset, and then things get worse because he finds out the answer machine goes off. Uh-oh. He finds out that Kyle's been lying. His parents have been paying rent.
Yep.
And he's a failed musician.
That's right.
And to make things worse, it turns out he does not have long hair.
Fucking pulls his wig off.
But then it goes into like a flashback where it turns out he's been bald since he was like a little kid. And I love his face.
How could you hate this movie?
It's so good.
So funny.
So he's like, JB is screaming at Kyle. He's like, oh, you piece of shit, what you spend the rent on? And
What you spend the rent on?
And it turns out he did spend the money on a nice thing for JB, and that was a nice new guitar.
That's right. A beautiful guitar.
Yes.
I like when he's looking up the fretboard. It's got like beautiful music behind it.
Oh. But they have to form a band now. And JB decides the band's going to be called Tanakh.
I looked it up in the dictionary. Doesn't
Wasn't
mean
in there.
anything. Yeah.
And it's a birthmark on his ass that says Tanakh. And then Cage is like, I half-ass mark too. And his says Tenacious D. And then the pizza guy who you forget is there.
Dude.
Look, and they like put their asses together to smell. But I like that you forget the pizza guy is there.
Yeah.
My favorite moment in the scene is when JB starts crying and Kyle goes, stop it, turn it off. As if there's like a button to turn on. Like, it's just ropes and paint bug. What am I turning off? So yeah, they decide they're going to form a band to pay the rent. So they go to an open mic night, and Neil Hamburger is doing his comedy act.
Yeah.
And that's my life. And then Paul F. Tompkins, before I started seeing him in like a lot of shit, he's up on stage, and I love. He's like, the band asked me to read this. What is it? It's like there was a time for this, but a time has come again.
The time and the band is now gonna come again.
In
Something
your,
like that.
Come again in your ear pussy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In your ear pussies. That's right. And the four people in the audience are like,
Yeah,
okay.
no one really cares. So they go out and they sing Supreme, which is about like their history or something. Which is all made up bullshit. But I like at some point they just start saying the Supreme stuff. They're like, cut the Supreme.
Taco Supreme.
Supreme. Come on, 1, 2, 3. Supreme. And they did okay. Like everyone's like, all right. The pizza guy's loving it. He's wearing their shirt. He reminds me of Knives Chow from Scott Pilgrim.
Dude,
how she was like their only fan.
That is so true.
So yeah, he goes up to Paul F. Tompkins. He's like, hey, how we do? And he's like, yeah, you're all right. He's like, no, you were all right.
You were all right.
You were all right. We kicked ass. And he's like, we're going to win that open mic contest next week. He's like, okay, but you're going to have to do new material.
Some stiff competition there.
Yeah, and I like when he's out there and they're like, oh, you guys were amazing. Cage's like, yeah, it was great. He's like, yeah, it was great compared to bullshit. So they have to come up with a masterpiece. It doesn't go well.
No. No, it does not.
Yeah, they have a pentagram. They're trying to do in the
With
pentagram.
ketchup. You're like, you're judging right now. You're judging. That's why this song sucks.
Yeah, it's like, come on, higher. It's like, come on, Gage, you lost it. And Gage is like, what? I don't know what I'm doing.
That's me and you trying to find funny bits for the episodes. That's how we came up with the Mrs. Doubtfire bit, actually.
That clip's on Patreon.
Yeah.
We're breaking kayfabe. I mean,
Oh, that's
what
right.
bit? That was
Nothing.
you
Yeah,
lying to me.
I did lie to Tony. Sorry about that.
So yeah, they're like real upset about it. And they're like, what made these musicians all great? And then they look at the magazines. They're like, they all have the same guitar pick. It's like this cool pick of like this goat horns. Oh, I should have brought down the I have like one of those steer horn things.
Oh no shit.
So yeah, they're like, wait a minute, they all have the same guitar pick. So they go to the store, the music store, to get a guitar pick, and they meet Ben Stiller from Heavyweights.
Yeah. Classic.
Yes, a classic, because Joey C. watched it as a kid. And I'm sure at this point, it's been up for a while. I was in the movie Dumpster episode for Heavyweights, and then we did that event where we interviewed Sean Weiss.
That's right. Which
was great.
That's awesome.
I probably already plugged it, but if you're new to the channel, I'm plugging it again. I'm sure it exists somewhere. So yeah, Ben Stiller's there with this like long fro.
Dude,
which is
it's
pretty
so
good. And he's like, how'd you find about this? Did Pepperillo tell you about this? So he takes him in the back room, and I like that bit with the lighter. He's like, there's a light back here.
Turns the light on. He goes.
So he tells him there was a dark wizard who was fighting with the devil, and a blacksmith came and saved him by throwing like a horseshoe at him that chipped the devil's tooth.
Yep.
So he wasn't complete, and he went back to hell. And then the wizard made the tooth into a pick that he played on his lute to seduce a lady.
From whence you came, you
shall remain until you are complete again. So then the pick of destiny disappears for hundreds of years, and then it shows up in the South. It creates the blues. It eventually made it. Whose guitar was it? The last guitar, that one that got put into the museum.
Oh, I don't know whose guitar that was.
Shit, I forget the musician whose guitar it is. But
I think it's a Gibson SG. So
yeah, but it was someone's guitar.
Oh yeah, I had no idea.
They're like, it was auctioned off to the Rock and Roll
really
music history.
Oh, okay.
Museum. So that's how they figure out they have to go.
Oh,
there.
right. Yeah, I missed that part completely. All I remember is the magazines that had like Van Halen and like whatever.
So yeah, they find out that they have to go to, what is that, Cleveland, for the Rock and Roll History Museum. And then somewhere around here is the deleted scene where they go to like the fish and game store for like weapons or something.
Oh, I didn't see any
stuff.
of the deleted scenes. I have
yeah,
no
that's my favorite song is in that scene.
Really?
Because the guy who's running it is like this like real redneck dude. It's that Paul guy. He's in a lot of movies. He's like an Anchorman. He's the guy who goes whammy in Anchorman.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Dan Kirsch. I forget. I always forget it.
That sounds familiar.
I always forget the actual name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're trying to win him over with a song, and they sing a song called "The Government Totally Sucks."
The government totally sucks,
you motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a great
It's from this movie.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I know it's on the soundtrack. I didn't know
they're taking all the fucking little animals and making them go extinct. The government totally sucks. Oh no! And he's like saluting them, crying. So check out that delete scene. It's good. So they borrow Pizza Guy's car. And turns out he's also like a driving instructor. He's got this. I love that they ask what the extra pedals for. He's like, I'm a driving instructor. And then like it cuts to the wide shot. It says student driver all over the car. You had to ask, guys. Oh, sorry. Rewinding a little bit. The pick is supranatural.
Supranatural.
It's a whole other level of natural. And then JB daydreams about rocking out with the pick of destiny. And then we get Master Exploder.
Best song ever.
I did this. Me and my friends went to an open mic night, and I forget what song we said. Oh, it was Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh, okay.
But like we were all assholes about it. And like we went up, we're like, hey, we just wrote the song 5 minutes ago. And then we sang Total Eclipse of the Heart. My friend was like on guitar. I'm like, I need you now more than like, yeah, came to my mind right before this. So I love how they're like transforming between shots.
Yeah, they change their outfits. It slowly gets more and more epic. Yeah. KG's guitar, he grows like 6 arms.
He grows 6 arms, and then at one point, it's like the guitar looks like a girl's legs.
Oh, spread. Yeah. That's right.
And then what's the other one? Oh, I like beforehand, it was Paul F. Tompkins again. He's like, the band asked me not to read this, but I will because I wrote it.
I love Tenacious D.
And the crowd loves it. That one guy's brains explode.
Oh my God.
And
when it explodes, a huge chunk of brain lands on a girl behind her or him.
You didn't recognize that girl?
No. Who's that girl?
That is Amy Adams.
No.
If you go back, watch before when she goes, "I love you." It's Amy Adams.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe I missed that.
So I feel like this was like around. Well, she was in Talladega Nights, right?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
around that time where she was like, not like super big, but like up and coming. Like she had been in things, but this might be
Wow.
around the time where she had like that one episode of The Office and stuff. She was
I
like
can't
on her
believe I
way up.
missed that.
Yeah, it's Amy
Wow.
Adams.
I was gonna say, yeah, they didn't mean for that huge chunk to land on her face because they talk about it in the behind the scenes
Yeah.
and they just kept it in the movie. It's really funny
Pretty
to look
funny.
at. Yeah.
I did not mean. He did not mean to blow your mind.
To blow your mind.
That shit happens to me all the time. Oh god, our microphones are on fire. Anyway, this episode has been claimed for the.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so he wakes up. They go to a diner, and Amy Poehler. By the way, on the back of the cover, no Tim Robbins, no Ben Stiller. It's
I didn't think Ben Stiller
it's
was credited,
Meatloaf
but-
the Kid and Amy Poehler.
Yeah, I don't understand her whole bit in the movie. It is so
Well, she's
goofy.
definitely a battered woman.
Yeah.
She does the curl and iron thing because I worked with one of them in my late teens, and I'm like, I had seen this movie beforehand, and then I worked with one. I'm like, oh, people actually do you. Okay. Yeah, I was one of those girls who like fell all the time, and it's like, you want to try to help, but like you don't. You're just like,
I didn't know if that was like a bit to like, or like it was tributing something else or
no.
something.
I
have
think it's
no
just
idea.
like a weird character trait.
Okay, yeah.
I do like how miserable she is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like later in the scene, the girl's like, "Do we get charged for
Oh,
refills?"
yeah.
She's like, "No, you're so pretty, you don't have
You
to."
get it for free, yeah.
She reminds me of Janine Garofalo from Cable Guy.
Oh, Cable Guy, yeah, that's right.
There were no utensils in medieval times, therefore there are none at medieval
Yeah.
times. I gotta do the Cable Guy at some point.
I love that movie.
Cable Guy, that's a good
So
one.
good.
So yeah, Kyle wants to flirt with some ladies, and then Tim Robbins, famous actor,
The
Tim
most
Robbins.
outlandish fucking character.
Yeah, just like I guess he thought it'd be fun to do this. It's only 2 scenes,
Yeah.
but- so he's like this crazy homeless guy with like a limp because he lost his leg.
And like black teeth and like,
Yeah.
oh, I
So
could
he-
smell him through the screen.
Yeah, so he's like questioning JB, and he's just like, "You going to the Rock and Roll History Museum?" And he follows him all the way into the bathroom. And he like so. What?
The pick of destiny, and JB just shits. wait, I gotta wipe.
So he tells him it's like it's dangerous in there. There's air ducts on the roof. It's like, but they have lasers, and a security door will come down, and a security door came down and crushed his leg, and he misses that sweet ass leg of his.
I miss my sweet ass leg.
So yeah, I basically told him you should do. This is how you get into it. Kyle doesn't care about the pick. He's
No.
like, these sorority girls want us to hang out. He's like, maybe we don't need a pick. Maybe we should actually just try to write music instead of like coming up with all this shit.
So the supernatural stuff, I think, is what he
Yeah.
says. Yeah.
He's like mystical voodoo that probably won't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, he tells him you got to choose between tits or destiny. He's like, tits. So yeah, he goes with the girls. Important note for later: JB throws a rock at the car and breaks the taillight.
Yep.
So Kyle's having fun at the sorority.
Can't
That
blame
song that they're playing, I finally had to put the subtitles on. I'm like, what is that song playing in the background? It says, "I want your gine,"
I'm sorry.
like your vagina.
what
It's like,
the fuck?
I want your gine
no way.
all of the time. Because I've heard that song a million times. I never watched it with subtitles. And as I was doing notes, I'm like, what are they saying?
That's wild. Yeah, I totally missed that one.
Yeah, so he sings the song from earlier, Supreme, but he only knows his parts.
Supreme.
He did not die, and they're like, oh, he sucks. Because he lied about being famous,
Yep.
this famous person, which I just can't relate to.
No,
Can't
not at
relate
all.
to, because I am famous.
That's right. You are what he wishes to be.
Or at least I hope I am at this point, if I still have a channel.
And then we have the montage, the dude, I totally
No,
miss you.
that's coming up.
Oh, that's coming up. Okay.
Because before that, we got JB in the
Oh,
woods.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
JB's in the woods and he's eating some mushrooms. He doesn't know about the wild mushroom.
This scene scares me.
Really?
It scares me.
Why does it scare you?
Because I've had bad trips before, right? Not in real life, of course, in dreams. By God, he ate a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I like how it slowly gets crazier. At first, it's just there's glowing things in the forest, and then Sasquatch comes out. I think it's John C. Reilly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
JB, it's me, Sasquatch. He's got like the teeth, so he can't talk right. But he's like, Sasquatch, I love you. And now they're in a cartoon world, and he's like, I wish I could be a Sasquatch. He's like, you are. You're my son.
my son.
And now he's a baby Cut to Sasquatch Eyes song.
Oh God.
I love when
So good.
he's playing in like the river, and then it will cut. So it'll be the fantasy world, like when he hugs Sasquatch, it cuts to the
him
real
hugging
world.
the
He's hugging a
tree.
tree,
Yeah.
and then afterwards, it's like he's like, oh, we're on the Gumdrop
The
River.
Gumdrop River, yeah.
And then he's just like in the water going, ah! And then he eventually climbs a tree. But yeah, he falls and he snaps out of it, and he realizes he's a mile away from the Rock and Roll History Museum.
That was the shortest trip ever.
It really was,
yeah.
compared to how much he ate.
Yeah. That dude would be tripping for days.
Then Kyle at the party where everyone's making fun of him, he totally misses JB. And we learned this through the song, Dude, I Totally Miss You.
Dude, I totally miss you.
Like buying the weed and
Yeah.
stuff.
That's the song I sing when I leave here.
Dude, I totally miss you. Totally fucking miss you.
Me driving home late at night. Dude, I totally miss you. And there's a fucking bubble of your head.
It's just like that. But then we also hard cut to JB storming the gates while the song Storm the Gates.
Storm the gates.
When
Storm the gates.
I love when the song gets interrupted. He's like, 2 air ducts on the roof. That's what the guy was talking. Shit, camera.
Cinematic masterpiece.
And I
dude.
love that he's doing all this stuff to avoid the cameras. And then it cuts to the security guards, which one is Fred Armisen.
Yeah.
And the other one is the guy whose name I always forget. He's in Carnosaur. But he's also he's in the Fatigues episode of Seinfeld. Tall, bald guy. He's also in Ed Wood, the chiropractor.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those character actors.
Yeah,
you see
he
in a lot of
is.
things. They're just not paying attention.
No.
Fred Armisen's telling a story about how he's beating the shit out of 2 guys. They're just ignoring the TV.
Just saying. That's what I imagine being a security guard is like.
Yeah.
Just like goofing off.
So yeah, he dives into the air ducts, and he gets in, and he starts yelling at Kyle on the walkie-talkie, and then he realizes Kyle is also in the air duct with him. He was like, dude, he's like, sex, drugs, then rock and roll. I was doing it in order.
He's got a point. He has a point.
So the duct falls, and they crash into the museum.
This is the best shot in the movie. When their fucking heads pop out of the air duct. That just kills me. That's classic.
Oh yeah, so they fall out. But the guard's looking for them. And they do a disguise, Joey. They pretend to be mannequins to trick this guy. Would not fool me. I'm not easily tricked.
No one could get into this set in an outfit.
Oh,
I could do this episode with you, Tony.
Some young lady has wandered into the store. I'm sorry. Who are you, madam? Oh my God, Santa's in the store.
How are ya?
And you know it's Santa because he's got the red hat. You can't fake that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So they find the pick. It's in the Guitar God's room above the Guitar Way to Heaven. And they get there and there's lasers everywhere. Now, this is the best laser scene since Entrapment with Catherine
That's a
Zeta-Jones.
good one.
Much better than Entrapment, I think. Do I own Entrapment? If I do, it's not up there. Should watch Entrapment.
God,
again.
that's a good movie. I haven't seen that.
How many times did they play? Every single TV spot and trailer had to show that thing of her butt going.
Oh,
underneath
yep,
the
going
laser.
into the thing. Yep.
They don't do movie trailers like that
No,
anymore.
they don't.
They don't
They
put
should.
that butt in there. They should.
Yeah, I agree.
Sydney Sweeney's gonna bring it back.
Yeah, I fucking hope so. Dear
She's
God.
bringing it back. She's gonna end wokeness with her boobs. Apparently.
Thank God.
I don't understand how that's gonna happen, but
I don't know, but I'm here for it.
I'm here for
Yeah.
it. I'm glad you're here for ending wokeness. I agree, Joey.
Yeah.
The boobs are nice though. Joey, did you tell your other friends about me?
Sometimes.
Joey, you ever on a show? Yeah, don't watch it.
I leave out some details.
Depending on what crowds I'm in, they're like, "Oh, you do a show?" But yeah, because I'm just like, if that person watches my show, I'm gonna get yelled at. So, they have to use their cock power to press the button to turn the lasers off.
Thank
God
God.
he did those push-ups.
Yeah, thank God for the cock push-ups, man.
I've never seen underwear that formed onto a penis that well before.
Yeah, that's wild. Let me tell you.
But yeah, he turns it off and they get the pick. But then I think Fred Armisen finally sees them on the TV and sounds the alarm. So they're all running in slow motion. They got to get out of there before that door comes down. The only way to do it, power
The
slide.
power slide, baby. I love that the security guards at the end are like, dude, that was totally awesome.
He's like, I never fired a gun before. Oh my God.
Why do they have firearms? That's a wildly guarded fucking
A
museum.
lot of expensive things in there.
That's a good point.
And outside, Tim Robbins double crosses them. He's like, give me the pick. And they're like, no, you're going to have to kill us. He's like, okay, then come over here so I can stab you.
Dude, we're not going over there.
He's like, fine, then you stay there and I'll come over to stab you. And they're like, no, we can just outrun him.
He just like,
Like that he throws the knife. So they get away and then the cops come and he's like, you'll have to catch me. And he makes like one step and they grab him.
classic.
They're driving. Cop pulls up behind them and he notices the taillight. And JB is right. He's like, look, they got nothing on us.
Just cool.
Everything's fine.
Act natural.
Just let him, whatever. But like Cage just panics and just takes off. He's like, oh, Kyle, goddamn it, why? And then we get Car Chase City by the name of the
Oh,
game.
yeah, I forgot.
Car Chase City. I love this song.
It's so good.
This is a fun car chase too, but my favorite part is when the pizza guy watches it on TV and he calls them.
He's just got like a TV dinner.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
hey guys, how are you? Oh, we're good. And it's like,
watching this crazy movie called Car Chase, whatever. Have you ever seen it?
sounds scary. And they're like, oh yeah, it's super scary. How they're wrecking his fucking car.
Oh my God.
And then he tries to do the ramp from the video game, but it
Oh, yeah.
corkscrews and it like completely collapses. They get out of the sewer, apparently.
Yeah, they go through the manhole, which is great.
So they make it to the show. And right before they go in, they fight over the pick. Although Kyle has a good point. He is the lead guitar.
I agree.
He probably should have the pick.
Yeah, why would JB have it? Right?
Yeah.
Because he barely plays guitar in most of the songs.
What I think was the Lord of the Rings trilogy had just come out, and they were like, we should probably parody some of that stuff with the ring.
Oh.
What's your favorite Lord of the Rings movie?
Twin Towers, baby.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great one. It's
my favorite too.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Hobbit movie?
The Hobbit.
First one?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because they went downhill fast.
Desolation of the Smog was okay, but it's like, do we need so many Legolas scenes? He's not in this book.
That's a good point.
He's not in the book. Why do they add this lady into the movie? What's going on here? And then the third one's barely a movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, the lady's in there for wokeness. But,
And she's dressed like that other famous video game lady, Zelda.
Come
Anyway,
on. This is Boys Month.
yeah. If I was making The Hobbit, I'm like, get him out.
Yeah, I agree.
Out of here. Just like I kicked all the girls off the show. If they were even still on the channel at this point. Yeah, so they're fighting. They break the pick. Breaks in half.
It's a pretty flimsy guitar pick,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
So then Paul F. Tompkins comes out and he does a speech about, and it's basically a speech where they're like, Jesus lives in your heart, and he's this, but it's about the devil, and it's like he's the voice that says, fuck you to your boss. He's just it's like this great speech, like the devil lives in you. You got this. And they're like, okay, we're gonna believe in ourselves. But it turns out he's been the devil the entire time.
Wow, the deception.
Yes, he puts it together and he's complete and he turns into Dave Grohl.
Yeah, which is awesome. I don't even think he's credited. Is he, Dave Grohl?
He might be credited. I'm not sure.
Because I remember when I learned that, I was like, that's Dave Grohl? That's wild. Because you can't really tell.
No, you can't at all. So yeah, he's complete. They go back out. They're like, maybe there's some juice. We'll use both halves of it. And they're like, oh no, it's the devil. And then we get Beelzebub, the final showdown. Yes, you are fucked. Shit out of luck. So he's gonna take him back to hell because he's complete. He can do it now. And then they were like, wait a minute. They're like, we challenge you to a rock off.
A rock off.
And they want just one chance to rock his socks off.
Fuck.
The demon code prevents me from declining a rock off challenge. And then he asks him what their terms are. And the terms are if the devil wins,
you can take Cage back to hell.
To be your little bitch. So he gets to have Cage as a sex slave. And I love that Jamie just volunteers that right away. And Cage's like, what? He's like, it's the only way. Like, no,
trust me, Cage. It's the only way.
But if they win, the devil has to go back to hell, but also pay the rent.
Yep.
So he's like, fine. And the devil is rocking out because he's like the Lord of Rock. Dude, he's never lost a rock off challenge. Right. And he's tearing it up and he's talking about how he's going to give Cage his hot demon gel.
Fill him with my hot demon gel.
Make him squeal like a Scarlet Pimpernel.
Yeah. I don't even know what that means.
That's like we talked about in the Zorro. When we talk about Zorro, Scarlet Pimpernel is like a book about like this. It's like a very old book about a hero like who was like this wealthy aristocrat, but he would wear a mask and he was called the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Oh, really?
That's where like Zorro and Batman and stuff come from. But I don't know what it has to do with in the context of this, other than they thought it sounded funny.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah. So yeah, rocking out. They're like, okay, now we got to do this. And they have like a motivational moment. They're like, we've been through so much shit.
Deactivate lasers with my dick. Now it's time to blow this fucker down.
And
I wanted to sing the song.
Yeah, I know. We got to do a karaoke.
Yeah,
night.
we fucking do, man.
There is one tonight, but I got too much to do.
Same.
But in future note, Mondays there's a bar that does it.
We're doing it.
And Sundays there's my local one does it, but Mondays is a fun one too.
We're doing it.
All right. So yeah, they start rocking out. They're singing "We Are the D."
You are the devil.
We are the D. And it's an awesome song. Some might say it was the best song in the world, but that's a debate for another day.
Yeah.
So I think they win, but the devil doesn't agree. He's like, nah, all right, fuck you. You're coming back to hell with me. He shoots his lightning and they deflect it and now his horns off. I'm not complete.
From whence you came, you shall remain until you are complete again. Fuck you, Cage. And fuck you, Jables.
I'll get you to
Tenacious D.
The CGI floor breaking. So yeah, they send him back to hell. And then they're celebrating at the end. They're like, man, that was the greatest song in the world. They're like, let's sing it. And they're like, I don't remember how it went. Which is, if you listen to Tribute, the greatest song in the world, Tribute.
Yep.
That's the whole story. The song is a tribute to the greatest song in the world. And because of this movie, they reshot their music video for it. And they like produced it more. Because they did it on the show.
Yep.
But then they did it like more produced for this movie. Rock. This is not
the greatest song in the world. This is just a tribute. Couldn't remember
the greatest song in the world. No, this is a tribute. Anyway, the movie ends.
Yep.
With the pick of destiny.
Destiny's Child.
And it's just them jamming out, and we get a post-credit sequence.
I know. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea until I just watched it last time.
There is a post-credit sequence where it must have been from earlier in the movie where they were trying to write their masterpiece.
Yeah.
And he's just like, all right, when you feel it, just let it out. And he ends with a fart. So the movie's bookended by farts.
Yeah.
And it's a great time.
It's awesome, man.
It's one of those movies. It's really hard to like really dissect because we're just talking about how much we like it.
Yeah. It's such a fun movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those movies that I just had a fucking ball. And like I said in the beginning, it's one of those rare movies that you could watch over and over again and just like somehow never get bored.
Yes.
It kind of baffles me.
I know. And I will I want more people to give it a chance.
I agree.
It is a little bit of a cult hit, but still not as big as I think it should be.
I think all the talk of like it being such a dumb stoner movie, it definitely is a dumb stoner movie, but it's not as dumb as
it's very well written. It's very
I
funny.
agree.
And I remember I would like show this to friends and we would all love it. Like, so if you ever seen this movie, maybe get some friends together, watch it.
It's a good party movie.
It is a good party movie. If you're hanging out, doing whatever, throw this baby on. Don't watch it with a girl.
No, this is not the movie.
No.
I did watch this with my ex.
Yeah.
She's my ex. So there.
Because of this?
Because of this movie.
Would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
But yes, that is Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. They did a couple I know they did that like one music video with like Val Kilmer and stuff.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. He was like, the D is why I got into this business. They're like, but you were way before us. So yeah, check it out. And check out the old HBO show.
That's a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun too. I want to go back and revisit it. Joey C.
Tony.
Where can we find you? When's your band dropping their masterpiece?
Well, we're dropping an album this summer.
Ooh.
And we're playing a bunch of shows until then.
Well, this is August, so everyone missed it.
That's true. You'll find it somewhere. You know, you can go to youtube.com/official Joey C for all your wonderful Joey C needs.
I go there when I'm just like, I need some Joey C. I go there.
If you ever want to see me examining the quality of bathrooms in Grand Theft Auto 5, you know.
I've often, as I played Grand Theft Auto 5, I would be like, there's something about these bathrooms. I really hope someone would dissect them for no clear reason.
That's right.
And upload it to YouTube.
And that's me, man. So find me there.
If YouTube wasn't a thing, would you have just done that just for yourself?
Dude, that's the whole reason I do it. Because I look in these bathrooms, I'm like, yo, they actually have full-blown plumbing in these bathrooms. So then I was like, fuck it, I might as well make a video about it.
You do the bathrooms in like Duke Nukem, where you can like pick up poop and stuff.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that now.
And you all know me. Like, share, subscribe. Book me on Cameo. Maybe I have some event. That's what happens when you film months ahead of time. You never know what to plug. I don't know. Is my Godzilla channel back? Let's find out.
Just Google Tony from Hack the Movies. You'll find everything.
You'll
Go to
find
patreon.com/Hack the Movies.
Yes.
For all your exclusive Hack the Movie needs.
Yes,
okay?
Definitely. Do that. And let's go rock.
Let's rock, baby. Long ass fucking time ago
in a town called Kickapoo.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.